Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and share this video so others don't miss what's really going on. Now, buckle up, because what we're talking about today is a political showdown that's stirring up whispers in every corner of South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has drawn a firm line in the sand, telling critics and doubters that postponing the upcoming national convention was never, ever an option. And in saying so, he's ignited a fresh wave of speculation, intrigue, and yes, even suspicion, about what exactly is at stake behind the scenes. The national convention in question is no ordinary gathering. It is the ANC's make-or-break event, a high-stakes meeting where key decisions will be made about policy direction, leadership influence, and the party's strategy ahead of the next elections. For many, this is the political equivalent of a war council, where alliances are sealed or shattered, and where one wrong move could spell the beginning of the end for certain factions. With that kind of intensity, it's no wonder there have been calls from certain corners to delay the convention, citing everything from logistical concerns to political tensions. But Ramaphosa's stance has been crystal clear: the train is leaving the station, and it's leaving on time. Sources close to the presidency say Ramaphosa believes any postponement would create a dangerous vacuum, one that opponents both inside and outside the ANC would exploit. In his words, moving the date would be like throwing a lit match into dry grass, sparking chaos, deepening divisions, and giving political vultures a perfect chance to swoop in. His message to the doubters is blunt: the show must go on. The president has argued that the party needs to show strength and stability, not hesitation and indecision. For him, keeping the schedule is not just about procedure, it's about signaling confidence at a time when the nation's mood is uncertain and the economy is wobbling under pressure. But here's where things get interesting. Behind the political speeches and press statements, there's an undercurrent of tension that's impossible to ignore. Many within the ANC know that this convention will be a testing ground for Ramaphosa's leadership, especially as he faces criticism for everything from load shedding and unemployment to handling internal corruption scandals. Postponing might have given him breathing room, but it also would have given his rivals more time to regroup, sharpen their knives, and plan their next move. By refusing to delay, Ramaphosa is essentially forcing everyone to show their hand now, no more hiding behind the clock. Critics, of course, are not buying the presidential spin. Some opposition leaders say Ramaphosa is pushing ahead out of fear that if the convention were delayed, the political winds might shift even further against him. They argue that the rush to stick to the original timeline has less to do with his strength and more to do with political survival. In their eyes, the ANC is limping into this event with unresolved disputes, lingering factional battles, and an electorate that's increasingly disillusioned. Holding the convention now, they say, risks turning it into a televised train wreck, a showcase of division rather than unity. Meanwhile, within the party itself, whispers of factional maneuvering are growing louder. The so-called renewal camp, loyal to Ramaphosa, is determined to use the convention to push forward its reform agenda and tighten the president's grip on the party. But the radical economic transformation faction, still heavily influenced by Jacob Zuma loyalists and others who feel sidelined, see this as their last big chance to challenge the current leadership. For them, a postponement might have been a strategic gift: more time to lobby, to win delegates over, and to destabilize Ramaphosa's control. His refusal to allow any delay has effectively cut that opportunity short. There's also the logistical elephant in the room. Organizing a national convention is no small feat. It involves securing venues, coordinating travel and accommodation for hundreds of delegates, setting up security, and ensuring that every motion, vote, and speech happens without chaos. The ANC has been dealing with budget constraints and dwindling membership fees, so some insiders were genuinely concerned about whether the party was ready to host the event at full scale. But Ramaphosa's decision means there is no more time to iron out the wrinkles. Whatever state the preparations are in, the curtain will rise on schedule. For the broader South African public, this story is about more than just political theatre. The ANC remains the ruling party, and the decisions made at this convention will directly influence national policy, economic planning, and governance priorities for the next critical years. If the convention goes smoothly, Ramaphosa could emerge strengthened, able to push forward reforms with renewed legitimacy. But if it collapses into chaos, it could deepen public distrust, further split the ANC, and open the door wider for opposition parties to capitalize on the ruling party's decline. There's also the psychological dimension. In politics, timing is everything, and Ramaphosa's gamble is that moving forward decisively will project an image of stability, not just to the South African people, but also to investors, international partners, and even the ANC's internal machinery. A delay might have been read as a sign of weakness, indecision, or internal collapse. By refusing to postpone, he's betting on the power of momentum, that once the wheels are turning, it becomes harder for opponents to stop the machine. Still, there's no ignoring the risks. The convention could become a stage for open revolt, with rival factions using the live platform to air their grievances and embarrass the president. It could also be a trigger for walkouts, public spats, and damaging headlines. And in today's age of social media, one dramatic moment, a heated shouting match, a delegate storming off, or a vote gone wrong, could go viral and define the entire event in the eyes of the public. Ramaphosa is playing a high-stakes game where the rewards are big, but the consequences of failure are even bigger. As the date draws near, all eyes will be on the venue. Will Ramaphosa's decision to push forward prove to be an act of bold leadership that cements his authority? Or will it be remembered as the political misstep that accelerated the ANC's fragmentation? One thing is certain, in the volatile arena of South African politics, there is really a middle ground. This convention will either end with Ramaphosa walking taller or with his opponent smelling blood in the water. And from the way the winds are shifting, it seems we are in for a political storm that will leave nothing untouched. And when that storm hits, you can be sure we'll be right here breaking it all down for you. So, keep those notifications on, because this is one political showdown you do not want to miss.